Not often you have such a definitive forecast, but on Saturday the Reivers knew for sure that snow was coming. A perennial JUCO power, Snow College, taking their first ever trip to Council Bluffs and second trip in less than a year to Iowa to face the Reivers. It's a top 20 football showdown in the Bluffs, and we've got all the highlights of a power matchup in junior college football. It's all coming up on the Iowa Western Football Coaches Show, the Stroh Show, right here on Iowa Western Television's Reivers Sports Network. From the studios of IWTV in Council Bluffs, a perfect day for football in Council Bluffs on a day we knew that we were getting snow. Hello, everybody. I'm Jake Ryan, along with head football coach Scott Stroh. Coach, going in, you'd faced them less than a year ago with a different coaching staff. You knew that they were in the top 10. You knew you had just come back into the rankings. What kind of challenges did you see the Badgers presenting to you on Saturday?
Well, a lot of their guys were returning, and when I talked to them in the spring, they had, most of those guys were there in spring ball and through the summer, and they're always a big physical team. So, and I really, the new coach there does a really good job. So I figured they weren't going to steer too far from the way they've been in the past.
Now, they've got quite the travel schedule as this season has gone on. They did get home for a game against Lackawanna, which is in the top 5 that beat them on their home field. They beat Iowa Central at home, but they've been to Kansas a couple times. They've been to Miami, Florida, and now they're coming to Council Bluffs. So that travel schedule, you faced it in 2012 and 2013 when you went all over the place with the lack of a good schedule to play. You had to go find games. What was that like for you back in those 2 seasons? Obviously, it turned out okay in 2012, and you were 1 game away in 2013. But what's that like on a team to have to bus everywhere? And obviously, they flew to Miami, but still quite a long travel, and the jet lag had to be there as well.
Well, for sure, and it's more of a mental thing. Obviously, we handled it really well in 12, but we had a pretty mature group that year too, and 13 we lost the one to Georgia. But it takes its toll on you. You're sitting on a bus for on some of those trips, you're 9-10 hours. You spend the night and you get up and you go the next 5 or 6 that next morning, and then you get up and play a game, and then you're on the bus again all the way back, and so it hurts you a little bit in your preparation that next week. And then they had to turn around and do the same thing. They're in Miami, and then they're coming to Council Bluffs. So it's challenging. You got to break the trips up and get them off the bus and moving. I guess in some of their trips they just sleep on the bus, which we always tried to break those up.
All right, well, let's take a look at the highlights from Saturday's game against Snow College. Number 9 in the country. The Reivers coming in tied for the 18th spot in the polls at 4-3. Snow, to be mentioned, is 4-2 on the year. They lost on the road to Butler and to Lackawanna at home. 2 top 10 teams as well. Snow right away, pressure on the quarterback. And there's the Reiver D that we've seen all season long, Coach, coming up big, forcing a 3-and-out.
Yeah, we deferred again, so defense was out. They got a 3-and-out. Unfortunately, we went 3-and-out as well. But coming back here, Fitzroy makes a good play there.
Yeah, 3-and-out for you guys, a 3-and-out for them. Fitzroy, I thought he was getting another fumble return on that play. Here's a nice shot from Cam Thomas down the sideline to Marcel Barbie. Keep that name in mind because it's going to be one that you're going to see. However, early on, it was Brian Sneed rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, as our favorite Chris Berman used to say back in the day. 40 yards for the touchdown, and it's good to see Brian back in the lineup and apparently doing the get-up down there after scoring.
Yeah, we don't need that, but it was a good run. It was good to see. We converted two long plays on that drive. One was a 3rd and long, and then be able to break Brian free. So
the Badgers forced to kick again, and their kicker having also wide receiver next to his name, did that maybe give you any thoughts that you might see a sneak or two as the game went on?
Well, yeah, right away that's what you kind of think when they do that.
Here's a mistake from Cam, just kind of hung it up to Brian Sneed, and then Snow comes up shy of the end zone. That's big because your D was playing lights out. Their quarterback didn't quite get there on that particular run. They're forced to try a field goal, put it up and through, and it's 7-3. So you're up 4, but they put a drive together off of a turnover. What'd you talk to the team about?
Well, we have to answer, and we got lucky on that one there. But a nice catch by Javante, and our defense did a good job of holding.
You got lucky on that one. Look at this one. I thought it was going the other way, but it's a zip tie to Marcel Barbie, and Marcel somersaulting into the end zone, bounces on his back end and gets 6 more. You're up 14-3. That pass, Coach, I've watched it over and over on the replays. How it didn't get returned the other way, it was a split second. All the difference.
I know, and I didn't realize it until after they said that, but I watched it on film, and I'm like, oh, that was a lot closer than I thought.
Absolutely. So you get the pass to Javiante over the top, that touchdown to Marcel Barbie, his first of the year, and that's a surprise. You know, he's been injured, but we saw him score 7 times last year for the Reivers. Cam, always good to see him use his legs. He's so versatile when he's able to get out in space.
Yeah, and I think, you know, he continues to get more confidence pulling that thing, and he has a couple in this game.
Brian Sneed, the leap to the end zone didn't quite make it, but you saw the legs churning. He bursts in, and now it's 21-3. You're feeling pretty good against the Snow College team that, well, they're high-powered and they're talented. So you're up 18 after 1 quarter.
Well, and I didn't even realize that, but, you know, 3 touchdowns, you know, you got a little bit of breathing room, and we're playing good on D. I wouldn't say we're playing great on offense. We just made a couple plays.
Isaiah Coe, Ben Sorensen getting in on the quarterback, and, well, they try another field goal. Their kicker, not a bad leg. This one, though, just a little bit off the mark. So you maintain that 18-point lead, and you go back to work. Unfortunately, Snow got the ball rather quickly, and here they go back to work.
Yeah, you know, he does that quarterback, you know, once he breaks the pocket, you know, he's got some room there. But part of that is we want to make sure and stay in coverage and not give him anything.
So Pisano gets another chance. He pokes it through. 21-6 at this point, and then Snow trying to keep it going to work. Haskins picks it up at the 10-yard line. And then what happened to Marcus? He doesn't do his runs. I mean, he ran out of gas here at the end, which was surprising.
We turn and make a block on that guy. We're walking in, but you know, that was a big thing. I mean, they're driving. We got a turnover, and now we get the ball down at the 11-yard line.
Solid return for Haskins, his second INT of the year. And then Cam, let's go to work right away. Brian Sneed, wide open, touchdown, 28-3 Reivers. And right there, it took a while in the second quarter to get on the scoreboard, but once you did, well, just watch to see what happens next here. Low snap, off the leg, Almos Titi in the right spot at the right time. You get it back, the second turnover in the quarter, second straight turnover. And then, Coach, it's taking you too long to score on these drives after the turnovers.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the best part is when you can capitalize. You want to talk about deflating your opponent as they turn it over twice and you get 2 touchdowns out in a quick period of time. That really takes takes everything out of them.
So there's Marcel with another touchdown, his second of the day. Brian Sneed has got 3. So you are feeling pretty good at this moment in time.
Yeah, you know, I mean, to put up those points and they're powered and high powered enough. You know, I never really felt extremely comfortable. You know, and then they take one in here just when you think you can put them away.
This run, that seemed almost anticlimactic. You guys have been doing such a good job of getting in and getting pressure. And then that run seemed like it was almost too easy for them. And then they'll come back. Again, every kicker you face this season, opposing kicker, has been just a big dude.
I know. I told our guys we got to start looking at him. See him turn on the jets there a little bit, a little burst of speed. This was huge because they scored and there's 50 seconds to go, and we were probably just going to run out the half. And
34-13 at this point. You go for it here on first down. How about a throw to the end zone? And who's wide open? I couldn't get a number on that guy. Oh, it's number 17 again. 3 touchdowns for Brian Steen in the first half. 3 touchdowns for Marcel Barbie in the first half, and you go in leading big, 41-13.
If you'd have told me that before the game, I would have taken it, you know. But we got big plays, and that's what we haven't had as much throughout this year, and we took advantage of some short fields.
Yeah, like Athletic Director Jeremy Capo said, it's always fun when you can hear the fight song all game long. So a bit of a surprise in that first half, especially if you're the Badgers of Snow College, the Road Warriors. Reivers didn't have to do much, but what would they have to face in the second half? We'll get those highlights and more coming up next on the Stroh Show right here on the Reivers Sports Network.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice, she's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the IWTV studios, I'm Jake Ryan, along with the head coach of the Iowa Western Reivers, Scott Stroh. 41-13. People that didn't tune in or didn't catch the first half were like, "Oh, I'll just check the score on social media," and they're like, "That can't be right. That can't be right." And I got to admit, Coach, I was a little surprised as well. You guys took them out really quickly in that game. 21 in the first, 20 in the second, and you've still got 30 minutes of football to play. What did you talk about in the locker room?
Well, I mean, that we have to finish this thing off. You know, it's another, just like we scored those. And like I said, we were stuck, and it was a little bit dangerous at times where you can flip that. You know, you have a turnover, and they get a couple easy scores, and now you got a ball game. So really just wanted to finish the game, play 30 more minutes, and send them on their way.
All right, 3 touchdowns for Brian Sneed, 3 touchdowns for Marcel Barbie. What would the Reivers bring out in the second half? Well, good news, it's a home game, so if it becomes more of a blowout, you get some guys in there that maybe don't get a chance to play very much. And Snow comes out, tries to go with the onside kick to start the second half, and it was an adventure. It certainly was an adventure. You guys come up with it, and there was a penalty on the play as well. So you'll go to work right away. Cam Thomas, nice step back, and he'll go forward on the Cancer Awareness Day. You see those pink spatting and the pink accents on the gloves and whatnot. Cam again on 4th down, Coach. I was saying, just try Chase Contreras. You're leading big. Nope. Marcel Barbie, touchdown number 4 on the day.
Yeah, it wasn't really against the wind, but I thought that play, we were talking about it all week, that it was going to be a shot that we were going to get.
Yeah.
Feel pretty confident in it, and we were fortunate enough to get the look that we thought.
So at that point, it is a 40, let me do some math, 48-3 or 13 at this point. And again, your defense continuing to bring it. Fitzroy Gardner had himself a game.
He did. He's been playing extremely well. I mean, when we kept them behind the chains so much, they were really never got into a sink offensively where they'd get some yards, but then we'd get a tackle for loss or a sack.
Marcus Haskins, another nice tackle, and he had himself a nice game as well. And it's easy to say that about your defense. They played well so many times this season, and it was nice to see the offense come along for the ride as well on this game.
Well, it's just amazing when you can we get a little bit, put things together, how good we can be.
Now, if he had fallen in the end zone, that's a safety, right?
Yeah.
Wow, so Deshaun Stoudemire just stays out of the end zone on a play where maybe you tell him, and you never tell a wide receiver don't catch the ball, but that was pretty close to giving up 2.
Well, we're lucky on another one that we did throw it behind him, because otherwise that one might have been a safety too.
So the bringing their dinged up quarterback Braxton Kerr is the sophomore that we saw last year in the bowl game. He steps in for Garrison Beach, and he didn't fare much better than Beach did in this game.
No, and again, we're doing a good job on the back. I don't know what happened there, but we're doing a good job on the back.
Kerr threw it straight up in the air, and the lineman caught it for I'm assuming, if he's downfield at all, that's an illegal man downfield. But because he was behind the line, he tried to rumble and stumble a little bit. Didn't go very well for him.
No, we missed one there. I thought Javante had one hand on it, and it would have been a big one. Shelton Applewhite in the game making a good throw.
How about that? Track down. Richie Griglione downing the ball at the 1-yard line after the solid kick by Lindquist. And then Reivers get away from it. It takes a Reiver bounce. That's the way the ball was bouncing pretty much all day as you guys continue to try to air it out. Shelton Applewhite down the sideline, just a little out of the reach of Tyler Blaha, who we've seen start in the last couple of weeks, but he didn't get as much of a chance with some healthy guys on the front end.
For sure. Huge, the 47-yard field goal. We come to that position, and I was making the decision to go punt or kick it, and all I seen was Chase run onto the field next to me. So I'm like, he must want to kick this thing, so let's go with it. And when you're confident at being a kicker and you want that opportunity, shoot, you got to give him a chance.
Braden Wright making the tackle on the sideline, another run for the quarterback, and the Badgers on their heels all day. They did rack up fairly decent yardage on the day. They just couldn't make a stamp on it. As you see, new running back Chandler Cotton, who got activated for the game this week. His uncle, he's still the Curtis Cotton, police officer in Papillion last time I knew, and played for Nebraska as well.
He did a really good job. I thought he read 14 for 57 or something like that, caught a pass. Has earned him an opportunity to maybe make some more time down the road.
And what I liked most about him is that Snow knew you were running the ball at that time to try to kill the clock, and the defensive linemen were meeting him at the line every time, and he was still turning those legs.
Yeah, he's going to be a good player.
Another field goal from Contreras. It's 54-13, and the Reiver defense, they are making sure that they make that statement in the second half. You see Nate Whelan along with Fitzroy, and then S.L. McCall around the edge. He keeps going strong. That allows the pressure to stay on and Kenny Wilkins to knock down the pass.
And the best formation around, right?
That's right. Braden Aker trying to keep those team rushing yards from going down too low. He reaches out, but a heck of a win, Coach. 54-13. You get a record-setting performance from Marcel Barbie, who catches 4 touchdowns. Now you wonder who had 3. Well, Marcel's had 3 in a game before, and there's several other names on there. We looked into it. One guy named Dion Long had 3 touchdowns in a game 7 times in that 2012 season. 4 of the top 5 receiving days on the record book belong to Dion Long, and also he had 9 total games with 100 yards receiving. Yeah. I mean, what he did was you'd never be able to top that, but Marcel sneaks in past him with 4 touchdowns in a game.
Well, I told him he's in good company because one guy who had 7 times had 3, and most of the time he was out in the first half.
Yeah, exactly.
And but I'll tell you what, Marcel has good ball skills. He catches the ball. We got to continue. We missed him in the first 4 weeks that we didn't have him, and you can see why.
Sure. So a record-setting day for Marcel Barbie. Good day for Cam Thomas as he throws 5 touchdown passes, and we got to mention that Brian Sneed also cashing in with 3 touchdowns. And then another great day from Chase Contreras, a pair of field goals, 6 extra points. He didn't miss his first extra point of the year. The other one was blocked, so there was that, but pretty solid day for the kicker as well. Well, you saw the highlights, and we'll get you the person next. A record-setting day for Marcel Barbie, and he joins us next. More of the Stroh Show right after these on the Reivers Sports Network.
The Dr. John and Jean Marshall Wellness Center, opening summer of 2019, Iowa Western.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
From the studios of Iowa Western Television, this is the Coach Stroh Show. I'm Riley Teeton. Mackay Sargent, Kai Loxley, both former Reivers who scored touchdowns in bunches. Their marks got them into the record books, and this past week, another current Reiver added his name into the record books. Wide receiver, Marcel Barbie. Marcel, thanks for being here.
What's up? How you doing?
Good. So you found the end zone 4 times this weekend. You became the first wideout in Reiver history to score 4 touchdowns. What was that like?
It was an honor. It was a fun game all around. It's pretty cool to know that I scored 4 touchdowns and set a record, knowing how hard I've worked all year, and especially being a current returner from last year. So it's pretty nice feeling.
Building off of what you did last year, your first year as a Reiver is very good. So how is having an injury that sort of slowed you down at the beginning of the season, how's it like getting through that?
Well, it was kind of challenging at first because I didn't know what to think, but I pushed through. I just kind of went to treatment, like Coach said, and talked to my family from back home. They kind of kept me through it, and it's kind of been a challenging season, but it's going to all pay off soon.
So last year in the bowl game, you played the same Snow team. So you knew they were going to be a tough physical team. What was that like preparing for them?
Well, we knew coming into the game that it was going to be a physical game, and coaches helped prepare us throughout the whole week. We prepped all week in practice, and I thought we had a pretty good week of practice. And so I think that really helped us go out and just kind of play our game on Saturday.
This Saturday, your offense was on a roll. What's it like when you guys are having that chemistry and you're just making it look easy out there?
Well, to be honest, it didn't feel like we played a great game as an offense. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of a good thing because we did put a lot of points on the board. So I think we just need to prep even better than we did last week, and I think just continue to let our offense roll.
Other than professional football or football in general, what's a career that you'd like to have outside of football?
Well, I kind of would like to open a business, cooking some food or something, you know. I'm majoring in business and entrepreneurship, but anything kind of revolving money.
Are you a good chef?
Yeah, really. I'd like to think I can cook.
So next week, you guys travel to Fort Scott, I believe. That's correct?
Yes.
What are you guys going to need to do to go and get that win?
Well, we just need to practice hard this week, and we need to get going, and we need to just focus on playing Reiver football, and hopefully that shows up on Saturday.
I can't wait. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
That's wide receiver Marcel Barbie. I'm Riley Teeton. We'll get this weekend's scouting report when we come back. Jake and the coach are back to close out this edition of The Stroh Show, next on IWTV.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Drop that baby.
From Council Bluffs, Iowa, and the studios of IWTV, we are wrapping up week number 8 of the Stroh Show as the Reivers get set to hit the road again. 3 games left, and 2 of those are on the road. This time it's historic Prairie Field in Fort Scott, Kansas, and the Greyhounds of Fort Scott Community College they've grabbed some nice wins this season. What can you tell us about the Greyhounds and the Reivers matchup on Saturday?
Well, they're much improved over the last, probably in the time that we've played them. You know, they played Butler last week, and at Butler, they lost 10-7. And, you know, Butler's a pretty good team, obviously, and they're tough to play them at home. And they had a chance, you know, to kick a game-tying field goal, and had a penalty, or it took a sack, so they had to try a 53-yarder instead of, you know, whatever, a 45-yarder to end the game. So, you know, they're going to be ready to go, and they're much, much improved.
So I know it's one game at a time, but it's also nice to see 2 weeks of opponents in the game film, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for sure. You know, we don't. Some of those early on, you know, we didn't get to see too much of our opponents, and you know, now you see them back to back. You know, because we're gonna have Butler the following week, and you know, I watched that whole game, so I don't have to flip from offense to defense just to kind of see the flow of the game.
Sure. Well, 3 games left in the regular season, and the Reivers get another top 20 battle this weekend. That seems to be the trend from here on out. Kickoff with Fort Scott will come your way at 1 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show starting on 89.7 The River, starting at 12:30. Of course, that's 89.7 The River. Video stream, that'll start around 12:55 at GoReivers.com. Thanks again for tuning in today. And of course, thanks again to the IWTV crew and the Iowa Western media students for helping to make this week's show possible. If you want to be part of the awesome things that are going on here, make sure you log on to iwcc.edu. You can also give Dave Charrington a call. He's the man behind the scenes for what it takes to start your career in sports media. For Reaver Football's Scott Strohmeyer and wide receiver Marcel Barbie, and of course IWTV's Riley Teeton, I'm the voice of the Reivers, Jake Ryan, reminding you to wear your blue, be loud, and cheer for your Iowa Western Reivers. We'll talk to you on game day. Go Reivers!